Our crew will bring you on an adventure to past decades where we will show you the lives, dreams, and aspirations of past families in America. This is a time machine. A fresh boat from Europe has just come, and I would like to interview the Europeans that are immigrating to America. Hi, I'm from the PES crew. May I interview you?
Yes, you may. But mind you, we just got off a ship from Ukraine, and I must stretch my sea legs.
Vladimir, we have to go. We have cramped, overcrowded housing to acquire.
Silence, you wench. You cannot even vote yet.
How dare you?
Hello, Vladimir. We have some more questions for you.
Quiet! My son is dying from tuberculosis in these cramped tenement conditions. Have you any respect?
Sorry, we'll come back another time.
During the age of immigration, many Europeans hoped to find a better life in the United States. Before the 1900s, life was focused on revolution, war, and living the life handed to you by your parents. However, in 1896, the Progressive Era began. Many activists joined efforts to reform local government, public education, medicine, finance, insurance, industry, railroads, churches, and other areas. Between 1900 and 1915, more than 15 million immigrants arrived in the United States.
The conditions in the immigrant housing were abhorrent, with no running water or any civil services. This was a hotspot for disease, and many people lost their lives due to bacterial infections. Because there was little money in these slums, more women left home to work, and eventually gained their suffrage in 1920. This was a time of increasing independence for women. However, it is estimated that by 1904, 1 in 3 people living in the cities was close to starvation or death. For many of the urban poor, living in the city resulted in a decreased quality of life. With few city services to rely on, the working class lived daily with overcrowding, inadequate water facilities, unpaved streets, and disease. We have found some immigrants. Hi, could we interview you?
You again? I just got back home from the fishery. I can't deal with this right now.
We barely have time to go to any baseball games, as we're too busy working our posteriors off. And the new Yankee Stadium just opened up. Fix us up some porridge for supper, will you? I'm starving.
Yes, sir.
Oh, God, Sasha. I think I'm having a heart attack.
Because of poor nutrition, many people died from malnutrition. With less money to pay for large families, the 3.5 children average for each family decreased in the 1920s. Women gained more choice in how many kids they wanted to have, even though men generally were heads of the households.
Yeah, because I was hungry.
I see you're in a bit of an uncomfortable situation. May I interview you about the Great Depression?
Go away. I have no money, no assets, no nothing. Do something useful for once, will you?
It's not my fault the stock market crashed.
Ugh, we need somewhere to stay.
I told you, Hooverville is a life-saving option.
No.
They might have running water and shelter.
No, we can't go to the Hoovervilles. They're dirty and overcrowded and gross.
Well, maybe if we were rich, we would actually have a choice of where we could live.
Don't raise your voice to me. I gave you everything.
It's not his fault he lost his job.
Ooh, is that $100?
Yeah, it's from charity.
100 big ones. Thank you so much.
The Great Depression was a stock market crash that left a quarter of the U.S. workforce unemployed. Many families failed to retain ownership of their homes and cars. People who lost their homes moved into Hoovervilles, named after President Hoover. Hooverville shanties were constructed of cardboard, tar paper, glass, lumber, tin, and whatever other materials people could salvage. Some Hooverville communities were as small as a few hundred people, while others in bigger metropolitan areas such as Washington, D.C. and New York City boasted thousands of inhabitants. Marriages became strained, though many couples could not afford to separate. Divorce rates dropped during the 1930s, though abandonments increased.
Lay that pistol down, babe, lay that pistol down. Pistol packing mama, lay that pistol down. Oh, drinking beer in a cabaret, was I having fun?
Hi, we are now in the 1940s where World War II has started. Hi, may I interview you?
Sure.
How's your life been like so far?
As you can see, we've been quite well off since we copped out well on our investments in aviation. We have Monopoly and the radio to pass the time. We also have a family garden where we grow our own food to sustain ourselves. Here's my wife Martha, who helps with all the household chores.
I'm joining the war effort.
What?
I love America.
Son, why have you not consulted with us?
Because I want to fight for my country.
I guess there's no such thing as a perfect family. In 1939, the Second World War began. It wasn't until Pearl Harbor that America entered the war in December 1941. After the First World War, many veterans had post-traumatic stress disorder, and families were distraught to hear that their kids would join the war effort. Rural dwellers moved into the cities to work in factories. They included millions of women, ethnic minorities, and teenagers.
These bean rations are barely enough to feed me, let alone the whole family. And these clothes, they're so tight. They're even rationing cloth.
Hello there.
Hello.
Sorry, I regret to inform you, but your son has been lost in action. I'm coming from the United States Army Department. I hope you can accept this $1,000 in gratuity funds.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
Hi, I'm an interviewer. Can I interview you?
Well, why not? Hello, I'm Mary Watson. Welcome to the heart of our beautiful home.
The 1950s was the golden age of the so-called nuclear family, typically consisting of 2 to 3 children with a mother and father. They usually lived comfortably in a middle-class lifestyle in the suburbs, also known as white picket fence Americana. The mother would stay home, cook and clean, and be charged of raising the kids, while the husband would go to work being the quote-unquote breadwinner.
These are my 2 perfect children, Sue and Sam. Sue is 10 and Sam is 12. Isn't he handsome? Every morning, right after I wake up, I make breakfast and lunch for my husband and kids. There you go. There you go.
Thank you, Mom, for this delicious meal.
And there you go.
Thank you, honey. I'm off to work now.
Goodbye, Father. We'll miss you.
After everyone leaves, then I start my cleaning for the day.
How's life like for you and Sue?
Well, my dad wants me to excel in school and sports and then go to college after high school. But with Sue, he only wants her to, after high school, start a family, and he just makes her do house chores while I go outside and, do sports and study. One thing that my dad makes us both do is that we both go to Sunday school and worship.
Honey, I'm home.
Oh, hello, honey.
It's been a long day at work. Get me a beer, will you?
Oh, all right, honey.
Heineken? A German beer? We only drink American beers in this household. Give me a Miller.
But I didn't think it mattered.
You didn't think it mattered? Of course you did, you stupid broad.
All throughout American history, there has been domestic abuse, and was especially prevalent in the 1950s, with men returning from war with their new experiences and pent-up aggression. This aggression was so severe that even a mess-up in the brand of beer could trigger horrible instances of abuse. Post-traumatic stress disorder caused many family relationships to be strained, and impacted not only the fathers and sons, but the women in the household as well.
Even though he may have his little outbursts here and there, I still love him very much.
Of course you do, honey.
Hello everybody, it's Jack Dalton from Pelican Vacuums, and today I'm here to show you phenomenal people around our new base model vacuum, aka your wife's new best friend. In our 1950s households, it's very complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Get this vacuum for your wife, and her life will become a vacation. Now, this baby has phenomenal features inside and out. Let's start it off with the vacuuming itself. Picks up 50%, yes 50% of the dirt it touches. Far better than anything else out on the market today. It also has these phenomenal attachments. See this baby right here? You can screw on right here. Pick up the dirt off your carpet. That is just unheard of. Picks it up 70% better than all other competitors on the market. Now, this baby right here, you're like, well, where can I get this for myself? Well, it's gonna be at your local store for only $25.99. Yes, $25.99 today. That is an absolute steal, but you gotta get it fast before it sells out. Don't make your wife Christmas suck. Get it for her today. I love my new Pelican vacuum that my husband got me for Christmas. It helps me all around the house. Thank you.
Pelican Vacuums, the best of the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Fool. You know how we do it. West side. Coming from the west side. Nothing but the west side. Ain't nothing going on but the bomb-ass rap song. Hitting all night long. Just like me on the black and white ivory. Getting 6 on a T-League. You don't wanna see a G break your ass like dishes. Bust her ass tricks. Sleep with the fishes. Running from Lennox at Venice.
Okay.
They wanna have me in stripes like Dennis the Menace. But that ain't poppin', ain't no stopping.
What's up, Beatrice?
Don't you dare call me that! Ah!
I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't mean it. Yo, what are you doing here?
I'm here to film a documentary. Can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, sure, but I gotta leave soon to chuck sodas at a wall with my friends, so make it quick.
Alright. First question, how many family members do you have in your family?
It's only my mom and me, but yeah, that's it.
Okay. What do you do in your free time?
I hate my mom, so I don't really spend that much time with her, but I like to spend a lot of time with my friends and like to go skateboarding with them. I get fast food with my friends because, I can't really afford home-cooked meals, single mother and all. But yeah, and I listen to a lot of like CDs in my room, like Tupac and Weezer.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, shut up and beat it.
Augustus, you will not use that language in my house.
Shut up! My name is Augie. I'm out of here, Mom. I hate you.
The 1990s was a time period of increased destabilization of the idea of a four-member nuclear family, as many families during this time had single parents and children became more independent. Often this was a single mother. In prior generations, the father had the duty in providing for the rest of the family, but many mothers in the 90s became breadwinners. Many mothers were also having children before marriage, or were not even getting married at all. Marriage and traditional familial structural concepts were constantly being shaken up during this time. Hi, may I interview you?
Yes, you may.
What's your name?
I cannot remember. Oh wait, I think it's Albert.
I heard you were in retirement.
Oh yes, indeed I am.
What do you do in your spare time now that you're retired?
Well, I get bored. And I normally go on leisurely walks and go to Sunday service after that. Nowadays, there are rebellious kids, so we tend to stay away from them. But I usually like to watch television, listen to the radio, and read books.
Retirement was pretty much covered between Social Security and pensions for many people. The life expectancy was 80, which was higher than ever now as the age of war was over. The retirement age was 65, and old people could live relaxing lives with no worries. Furthermore, elderly homes provided shelter for those whose family weren't around to care for them. 38% of elderly women lived alone, and 15% of elderly men lived alone.
How your son? He made the team this year? He said he wasn't tall enough.
All the glitter is not gold.
Yeah, we gonna cook
gold
this
is
Sunday.
not reality.
Come by.
Is what you live.
You got your new girlfriend? This is family business, and this is for the family that can't be with us. And this is for my cousin locked down. Oh, the answers in us. This is why.
I see you have a lot of money there. May I interview you?
Why, of course. I get interviews almost every day.
Well, how did you get so successful?
Well, after working with my good friend Jack Occupations, I acquired a very stable position for the Apple Company.
And on another topic, what do you think of the new African-American president, Barack Obama?
Well, of course, I'm incredibly proud of how far we've come as a progressive society.
Thank you for answering my questions.
For your troubles.
Thank you.
The world has modernized around the 2010s, and new companies expanded to the global scale. Tech companies such as Google, Microsoft, and Apple were huge, as well as gas stations, banks and retail and wholesale businesses. This allowed a lot of people to get rich or live in stable conditions compared to the preceding decades. Family life also modernized, and many family members became independent and successful.
So this is your house. Could you tell me about it?
Of course, we have a standard home for the 2010s. We have 3 bedrooms, one of them a guest room, 2 baths, a 2+ car garage, and we also have 2 wonderful children. Hey kid, say hi to the camera. And this is our wonderful son. Say hi to the camera, Johnny.
Hi, camera. Hello.
Hi. How's your school life going?
I don't know, it's really stressful. Being in the band, wrestling and track teams, and honors block has really made me have a lot of less free time. And also trying to get into a good college because of all the competitiveness of the modern day is really getting to me. I have to spend all my time studying instead of spending time with my family and friends.
Honey, I'm home. Honey, did you take the car out again? And money was missing from my wallet.
I'm sorry, dear. I borrowed some from your wallet earlier. Here you go. I'm sorry to say, I was lying earlier. My wife's actually the breadwinner in our family. I'm just a stay-at-home father.
Now, go make me some food. I'm hungry. Hello, I'm Jack Occupations, founder and CEO of Apple. Today, I'm here to walk you fine people through our new iPhone 14 and all its cutting-edge new features, brought to you by the genius himself, me, jack occupations.
Our new iPhone has tons and tons of great features for you and your diverse family here in our modern world. My personal favorite feature is our unnecessary amount of cameras. This may be your kids' favorite feature, so they can post photos on social media to share with their friends on their brand new iPhone. Now, everybody knows nowadays, you can't be living if you don't have an iPhone. Now, the parents out there, they're thinking, well, what can I use my iPhone for? Well, I'll tell you right here. It's great for networking. Networking. It's a very important aspect in today's society. And there's nothing better to network with than your brand new iPhone. Now, you gotta pick one up today before they're gone, because no modern household can be complete without a brand new iPhone.
Back to present day. In the 1910s, we saw how people searched for new lives and opportunities. In the 1930s and 40s, we saw how people survived the war and the Great Depression. In the 1950s, we saw the classic nuclear family. In the 1990s, we saw the rebellious phase for kids. And in the 2010s, we saw how the world modernized. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time. The American dream to succeed and thrive as a family has existed ever since we stepped off our ships. As time went on, family members became more independent and more empowered to follow their own dreams. With American society becoming more progressive, the idea of a traditional nuclear family was shaken up, and families came in all shapes and sizes. Children became more independent, technology impacted family dynamics, and women were more empowered to follow their dreams, careers, and make life choices without the oversight of men. I hope you enjoyed our dive into the past and our analysis of the evolution of families in America and the American dream.
So bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to
Yo, what are you doing
levee,
here?
but the
I'm filming
levee
a
was dry.
Can I ask you
Then
something?
good
Yeah,
old
sure, but I gotta
boys were
leave soon.
drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll
How many
be the
families do you
day
have
that I die.
Hello,
This'll be the day
my name is
that I die. Did you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so. Now, do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes. Man, I dig those rhythmic blues. I was a lonely teenage bronc and buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck. But I knew I was out of luck the day the music died. I started singing bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Now for 10 years we've been on our own, and moss grows fat on a rolling stone. But that's not how it used to be. When the jester sang for the king and queen in a coat he borrowed from James Dean, a voice that came from you and me. Oh, and while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown